and this is something I wanted to weave into the conversation earlier, but conversation took us to another place. How do you feel about trans in sports? Because I think that's such a hot button
It's a very
issue that people
yeah.
people have varying opinions on. A lot of people don't want to go public with their opinion because obviously, when we look at you're born with a penis, right? And then you identify as a woman. Forgive me
Hmm.
if I'm using the wrong words because I know this male, female, man, woman shit is all convoluted these days. But
Yeah,
you
non-binary. Yes. Yep.
right, and then you identify with vagina, right? And
Hmm.
you take the steps to be a vagina having a vagina living person, right? With
Hmm.
you got to grow your hair out if you choose to. You want to have breasts. You want to get penetrated instead of doing the penetrating in the vagina. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there are advantages that you have as an athlete because when we're born, if you're born with penis, there's more testosterone running through your body, so you're inclined to be taller, broader shoulders,
Hmm.
more suited for doing a hard work, and you're typically more athletic, more explosive, and that provides an extreme advantage in sports. And like I saw a post from a guy that, yeah, you went to high school with him, yeah, because you graduated in 12. He graduated in '09. Donald Eli, who's been running for me on this podcast for months, he talks all that super conservative nonsense, but he wants to come on here until I give him an invitation. He don't want to come. He's been running from the smoke for months, but away from him, he was talking about how in Joe Biden's America, that men can identify as women and then dominate women's sports. And let's be honest, only people who care about women's sports are the women who play them, their significant others, and their parents.
Hmm.
So it's not that big of a deal. Let's be honest. Like they had to create more money for the WNBA because they were getting paid less than teachers to play basketball in America.
Hmm.
But again, not shitting on women's sports, but providing context for this conversation. How do you feel about penises that transition to vaginas
Hmm.
participating in vagina sports athletically and the advantage that it provides?
Okay. Well, this goes back to a simple, and I'm going to keep this as simple as I can. I don't want to be too complex, but this goes back to the simplicity fact that I know in high school and in several different high schools, the wrestling team. Okay, you have ladies that wanted to wrestle. Okay, they had vaginas, they didn't have penises, they were in a male sport, they wanted to wrestle. They didn't have female wrestling. That wasn't a thing in our high school. I know for a fact we didn't have female wrestling.
No, we didn't.
So we didn't have female weightlifting. We didn't have female rugby. We didn't have female. I mean, we had soccer, but that was a cohesive team. But we had softball. But you never saw a lady play on the baseball team. You never saw a man play on the softball team. Never.
Hey, Christina Bailey tried out for the baseball team in eighth grade.
And she
Man,
got
I'm
shut
sorry.
down.
She didn't make the team, but it wasn't because she wasn't good enough. She was better than people who made the team, but she didn't make. She pretty much didn't make the team because she was a girl.
And that's sexist. That's all it boils down to is being sexist.
And it was
Now, to keep it
2006.
light,
No, 2006 in Carter, Georgia. Sexism. That's the way of life. Come on now.
well, that's true. That's a little far fetched, but at the same time, let me tell you this: to keep it airy. Okay, yes, I understand that you were born a male and you want to compete in a female sport because you see an advantage, but I feel like there's so much more to that because take Caitlyn Jenner, who was Bruce Jenner. Okay, Bruce Jenner played many sports, and he was many times a gold medalist or a medalist in the Olympics, right? Okay, he's come out now as Caitlyn Jenner. Does
She
he
has come
still?
out now, Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay, well, excuse me. The non-binary term is they have came out to be Caitlyn Jenner. That's the correct way.
You know what? That's so grammatically incorrect though, because they is referring to a group of people. But sorry, I'm not trying to shit on the non-binary people because there's a conversation we're going to have on this podcast about the use of the word female on Saturday about
Yes.
how about how we are taking definitions of words and making it what we want it to make, what it to be for us. And it's like, no, words have definitions. If you don't like the definition of the word, you find a new fucking word. You don't change the definition for you. But
No,
conversation for another day.
that is. But I also feel like, and I don't want to evade the situation, but I feel like being who you are, and the last stimulus package that was presented, you can sponsor an American for $1.23 a day. That's $600. $1.23 a day is $600. Come on. But they sent these monies over to have gender studies of the male and female, because the United States itself is still on the outreach of what is a male, what is a female, why does a male want to be a female? Like, they still don't understand the psychology behind it. They don't understand it. They're still ignorant in that fact. But going back to the sports, I feel like that if you decide to be a female, okay, and you take on a female role or you take on a male role, whatever you choose is whatever you choose. Yes, there might be some potentially enhancements, but at the same time, if you choose to come out as who you are and the society that you've grown up in, you shouldn't be scrutinized for that. And it might have some backlashes as far as winning competitions or as far as breaking records, like world records. This young lady is transgender, and they won the couple medals in the weightlifting competition.
Yeah, the young lady from New Zealand.
There you go. Yes. Now she looks like a brick shithouse put together. She does. Pardon my French. This is everybody's opinion.
And if she was a he, she would still be a big motherfucker.
I'm talking about, I wouldn't want to catch myself in a dark alley with this guy or this lady.
No. I'm gonna need my 40 cal and make sure I get out of there.
Basically, yes. But no, I mean, I'd like to have her on my side because that's protection, number one. And number two, that ain't gonna happen. But I feel like if they choose to be whoever they want to be, let them be whoever they want to be. Yes, there might be some potential downfalls, but at the same time, I think that rules needed to be mended. Rules needed to be changed on how they can evolve in the society with the different sports. So I don't feel like they shouldn't be involved, and I don't feel like they shouldn't be involved. I feel like rules needed to be changed. Rules need to be mended to accommodate everyone.
I like that approach because, for one, life isn't fair, sports isn't fair, and guess what? Shit happens. So you deal with the hand that you're dealt, and that's just life. And if you look at, I'm sure you've been in situations in your life in your 26, 27 years where you've showed up and you're like, you know what? There's nothing I can do to win today, even if I'm better than my competition. Like, I'm not going to win because of the situation I'm in. And sometimes that happens. I think that we look so much to create a life that is fair, and we don't teach ourselves, our children, how to overcome adversity and win in situations that aren't fair.